Hey guys, how's it going? So right now we'll be talking about the ROG Delta II. These are brand new for 2024, and from what I understand, these kind of just came out of nowhere. I've seen a few reviews out there on them, so I got really curious, so I just had to check it out myself, ordered it from Newegg, came the very next day. So let's just take a look. Tri-mode connectivity with speed Novus technology, that's what they use for a lot of their products, including the Azoth Extreme that I have. These apparently have 50 millimeter titanium plated diaphragm drivers. So these are good quality stuff. And it seems like 50 millimeter drivers is starting to become the standard. And I'm excited to check out the microphone. Microphone is incredibly important for me because I use my headsets for work and also for gaming. So let's take a look at it. And yeah, ROG wastes no time. We're just right into the headset. And it's fairly big. But I'm going to put this down for a second. Let's see what else we get. I'll take a look at this as I'm going through the product. These are the sport ear cups. They're supposed to be a little bit more breathable compared to what ships in the box. Oh, that seems like it's going to be a pain to take on and off because it looks like it uses like these little flappy things and you have to just kind of hook it in. So not something I'm going to want to typically keep changing in and out. I wish it was magnets, but anyway, I'm gonna leave it stock for now. But if you just wanted to get a look at what the two different ear cushions look like, this is what they look like. Yeah, so this is your USB dongle. Yep, it's tiny too, so this is gonna be important for using wireless. And it looks like the USB is USB-C, but it comes with an adapter for USB-A. I'm not really understanding this. It should have just been USB type. I think we're almost getting to the point right now where I think everything should just be USB type C. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. It's crazy that a lot of gaming focused products still seem to use USB type A, and I know a lot of PC builds use USB type A versus C, but come on guys, it's time to move on. So it looks like we're also getting the microphone, and I'm interested in checking this out. And just in case you weren't sure, thank you, Asus. And even like the shape of it too kind of matches the design language that ROG uses. One thing I like about ROG products, man, is they just always have really good attention to design. So this is what the mic looks like without this wind muff. And I'm excited to check out this mic too. Yeah, it's good quality so far. And that looks like that was it. So simple unboxing. Let me thread this back in here, and I'll try to do this live on camera so you can get an idea for what it's like to put back inside. These things usually kind of are a pain. And especially since the ear cups aren't circular, you have to match the shape with this triangle and then just try to thread it in. Man, one thing I'll tell you guys about myself is I hate doing work. I just wish it was magnet to make life easier. Like, I hate having to upgrade my laptops. This is why I don't build PCs. I just want to buy something and then just use it right away. So my first ding on this is going to be that I wish that this was magnetized, and this is on the premium end. This is $230. Alright, so now that we have that unboxed and I've spent some time with this headset, let's start off by looking at the build and the design. The build quality feels fairly sturdy, but it doesn't feel incredibly high quality. And I've been noticing this with every single gaming headset that I get in, regardless of price. I'm assuming it's because these are meant more for indoor use. People aren't going to be taking these out as much. They probably won't be thrown into a bag and be carried around too much. So I guess I understand it. And also, I guess it helps keep the cost down. It's a bit of a soft touch type of plastic here, followed by more plastic at the top, and it is textured. And of course, it won't be an ROG product without RGB. And I think it's very tastefully done here. Nice soft lighting on it, doesn't look too harsh, looks good in most environments. Unfortunately, though, the only way to take this off is through the Armoury Crate software. Right now, this is at 50% brightness, and 100% brightness gets really bright, and you get a warning in Armoury Crate saying, hey, it's going to tank your battery if you keep it at this level. Anyway, continuing with the build and the design, this portion is made out of metal, so it is a fairly high quality aluminum that Asus has been known to use in the past, and making our way to the top. So you're getting a leatherette type of material. It's not real leather, but it feels fairly high quality, and Republic of Gamers branding on the top of this headset. And you know it won't be a ROG product without their branding all over the headset. And there's a few little Easter eggs that I was able to find. So typical ROG product in that sense. So the other side of it, so you are getting some padding at the back, and it provides an adequate amount. I'm going to get into comfort a little bit more, and I'm assuming all of the electronics are housed in this side area here because it is hard to the touch. And when you bend the headset, this part does not bend with it. So I'm assuming they don't want this part to be bending because this houses all the internals, maybe the chip and the battery, etc. And then the cushions, I gotta spend some time on this because it does ship with two of them. It comes with a sports fabric cushion, and then it also comes with this, again, I guess I want to call it a leatherette. It's not real leather. So I know when I was unboxing this, I found it really annoying to be switching out the different padding, or ear cups I should say, and I got used to it after doing it a few times because I was doing some A/B testing to see if I noticed any difference in sound quality or comfort, etc. And for the most part, I didn't. And what I ended up doing is I ended up putting the sports fabric in one of the ear cups and the regular leatherette one in the other one to see if I could really notice the difference. In terms of audio quality, if there is any difference, I'm not able to pick up on it, so I'm going to say that they are fairly identical. One thing you may be thinking though is, I would assume one reason that you would use a sports fabric is to help with breathability, but I didn't really see much of an issue. I didn't really see much of a difference either. Maybe I'm going to spend some more time with it, but I mean, I used this for like half an hour, then switched them out, and I didn't really notice too much of a difference. If that changes, I'm going to pin a comment down below. But yeah, overall, that's the difference between these two ear cups. So because of that, I ended up just sticking with these stock leatherette cushions because I did find this material for my face specifically. I found a little bit scratchy to take on and off. I do find these to be a little bit more comfortable, and like I said, in terms of audio quality, in terms of breathability, in terms of my ears getting warm, I didn't notice much of a difference. But that's just me. Let me know in the comments if you are different when it comes to that. So I think that's going to do it for the build quality. Let's look at these controls here. On the left, you have your mic controls, and this is an indicator telling you whether it's on or off, and it does have play or pause, which is nice. So this might be a good time to talk about that. So you know what? Since I'm here right now and I remember, this does leak a good amount of audio if you are worried about being near to people and you're worried about noise leakage, annoying people. I'm assuming somewhere on this headphone it is a semi-open design, so just keep that in mind. But it does a decent job with isolation. Not the best, not the worst, but it's enough once a game is running and I'm using my gaming laptop, it's able to drown out the fans while I'm able to be immersed. A bit of a tangent on that, but I wanted to talk about it before I forgot. This turns the headphone on and off, and I actually like this. I know it sounds like a first world problem, but not having to press and hold a button is much worse than just having a simple switch. Makes life easy as it boots on, and there is a USB Type-C, and it does not support USB audio. It's just for charging. If you wanted to use wired mode, you would have to use a 3.5mm jack, and it does include a cable in the box. And on the right ear cup, this is where your microphone is. Okay, in most of this video, I just realized that my microphone is actually plugged in to the headphone jack. So if you guys have noticed that, please don't leave me angry comments. I was actually thinking about re-recording this entire video just because of that reason, but that would have been a little bit too silly, even for my standards. But anyway, so this is what the microphone sounds like, and it's plugged into the right port this time, I made sure. But there's two features in the Armoury Crate software that we can talk about. So let's just take a look at them really quickly. There is a noise gate, so you can turn that on or off. Right now it's fairly quiet in here, so let me just turn on some white noise. Hey Sonos, play white noise.
This is white noise from Sonos Radio.
Okay, so this sound is what I would consider to be maybe a gaming laptop or even a desktop at its full max fan speed, which not much of us do, but that's just going to give us an idea of how effective the noise gate is. So I'm going to turn on noise gate. So I'm not sure if that's making much of a difference. It's off, and I can increase the intensity of the noise gate. So I'm not I'm not able to hear. I'll comment on what it sounded like after the fact, but maybe you could just let me know in the comments. All right, so now let's try out perfect voice. It's now on. Let me turn it off. But because it's on 0 intensity, you probably won't notice any difference. So let's slowly start to increase it to see what type of a difference that makes. And I probably won't be able to comment on this after the fact because I'm mostly done with this video. I just had to re-record this part separately because I messed up the entire filming of this video by plugging in the port incorrectly. So I hope you guys can forgive me for that. And I'm just increasing the intensity. And now let's just go up to 100%. And I'm not sure how this will sound. I'm going to listen to it in post. And yeah, we'll go from there. And I wish there was a way to easily mute the microphone. I mean, you do mute the microphone using the microphone control button on the left, and you get audio feedback. But I really prefer to just have a actual mute button on the microphone, or just have it flip up and flip down, which will mute and unmute it as it goes down. That typically for me is a big deal and almost a deal breaker. But because of how good this headphone sounds, I'm willing to forgive it. So I guess that brings me to the next section, and it's the audio. So when it comes to audio quality, the overall package of the sound is really good, from the bass region all the way up to the treble region. So let's start from the beginning. The bass is super deep and impactful, and I'm not finding it to be really distorting. These drivers are unlike anything I've ever seen. So when I was reading the packaging, it said it was a titanium coated driver, and I've never seen or heard anything like that. And I just thought it was just ASUS just using marketing. But then when I actually looked at the drivers, it actually is metal in there, and it creates a sound signature that I've never really heard before from any type of headphone. So it's a really high quality driver, and it registers very good in that bass region. In both music, movies, and in games, like when the bass note hits, it's very deep and very impactful. It's not accurate though. It's definitely elevated, but for a gaming headset that you would be watching movies with or playing games with mostly, I think it does a great job. And because the bass is actually deep, they're not trying to elevate bass frequencies that are like in the 30 to maybe 60 region. You're not going to get that muffled bass sound that'll start to drown out the mids. Bass is incredibly deep, and it doesn't fight too much with the mids. And speaking of the mids, really nicely presented. Really good deep vocals. I think there's a scoop somewhere down in the middle. I've seen Gadgetary Tech's video on it, and he did go through all of the frequencies, and he's by far the best at reviewing these gaming headsets. I can only try to explain sound as well as he does, so I'm trying not to cheat by looking back at his video, but I'm just trying to go off of what it sounds like to me. It creates more of an airy sound, and it can make the headset sound a lot more open than what typically closebacks will do. And this headphone is incredibly open. And the highs, I think this is where the highs are just a little bit too sibilant for me, and I do find it a bit fatiguing. At some point, I'm going to start messing around with the equalizer to try to dial that down just a little bit. But I know why ASUS did that, because it does make it more impactful. And for footsteps, this is great for footsteps. You don't need to turn on any of those settings or any of those artificial sounds. No, there is a compressor, but you don't need to use any of that. Because of the way these headphones are tuned, you're going to naturally get good footsteps. Explosions are going to have that, again, from the bass, having that nice rumble. And then the highs will have that nice, I guess, I don't know how else to describe it, but like a sparkle from the explosions afterwards. I really got to work on how I explain sound. So that's going to be something I work on this year, along with all the other type of tech products that I cover. So if you've been enjoying the ride so far, just leave a like and comment below. Let me know what I'm missing. Let me know what I could do better. But anyway, moving on. Actually, there's not much else I need to talk about. So how does it compare to some of the other headphones I've used? I don't have the Astro A50Xs anymore. The first one broke, and I ended up duct taping it, but at some point I just exchanged it for another one. And that one had some issues where I was hearing some staticky sound, etc. So I had to return that one too. And I was going to get another one, but then I just figured, like, I spent $400 on these headphones, and 2 of them failed on me. One of them from a very gentle fall, and one of them from some kind of manufacturing defect. So I was like, no, I'm done with that product. And then I went through a whole bunch of different other headsets and explored around, and I ended up settling with these. These are the Turtle Beach Atlas Airs. These have been my favorite for a while because they're open. It sounds great. But I feel like even though these are a closed back, or maybe they're semi open just because of the amount of leakage that happens here, I feel like these are giving it a really good run for its money. The sound signatures are close but then different. The highs on these are a lot more sibilant. Again, you can probably EQ that down, but I'm trying to just do my reviews just based off of the default profile. Another one of my favorites, which not much other people talk about, it is kind of expensive. This is the Master and Dynamic MG40, and I've had these for a long time, and these are actually very premium. It's metal on the ear cups, on this entire headband, etc. It's just, yeah, really high quality design. It's a bit older, but I stopped using it because when it comes to gaming, there's a bit of a lag. This uses a Bluetooth protocol, even though it has a USB dongle on it. So I do enjoy these, but I ended up passing on them because the mic quality is incredibly poor and because there is a bit of lag when I'm gaming. So yeah, if you guys want to see a long-term review on this, just let me know in the comments. But I just want to do a quick video just talking about what it's been like using the ROG Delta II. But overall, I've been really enjoying this. So, alright, that'll do it for this video. Thanks guys, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.